Well, Pulev is at hand. It may be against a different opponent than he thought, but he is in front of his home crowd here in Sofia, Bulgaria, taking on Ihor Shevadzutskyi. And Shevadzutskyi is going to make the fight and come forward, and we see that already. He comes to you with a high guard. He is a good body puncher. Not a lot of head movement, and that is an issue for him. And he will try and make the fight against Pulev, who comes into this fight at 246 pounds. One of the lowest weights he's been at in a long time, because they had an 8-week camp, and Ibn Kaysen says it's one of the best camps he's ever been involved in.
And you can see why they call him the Hawk. Look how towering he is, big, and his chest is just huge. It's like a barrel.
And right away, pushing Pulev off him. He's going to try and make this as physical fight as he can, Shevadzutskyi, and try and bully Pulev around a little bit, which is hard because Pulev is himself a very strong man in the ring. Pulev is a right-handed puncher. If you've not seen him fight, he lands right hands, and they're powerful. Pulev pecking away with the jab. He uses it as a rangefinder often, but has a powerful jab when he sits down on it. Shevadzutskyi wants to get in a position where he can throw some body punches. We'll see if he can do that. Left hook by Shevadzutskyi gets in.
And a right hand to the body.
Yeah, he's going to try and go downstairs against Pulev. There's no question about that.
Sleeping right hand by, there it is. Nice jabs. So far, Pulev's doing a good job of keeping his distance. And just what we thought, you know, it's Shevadzutskyi is coming forward, and according to plan.
Under a minute left to go in round one. Pulev comes in here off a 10-round decision victory. And he is pecking away from the outside against Shevadzutskyi.
Very nice jab. Very nice. Big body shots.
Final seconds of the first round, and Pulev, we thought Shevadzutskyi was going to be concentrating on the body. Pulev has landed some very good body punches here in round number one.
They both did, and he answered back well.
There's Shevadzutskyi going downstairs.
Nice first round. I like the first round for no clinches and nice jab. Nice jab, Michael.
Yeah, we've seen our share of clinches tonight, that's for sure. So Shevadzutskyi, who turned pro at a late age of 30 after a good amateur career, trying to catch up when he stepped up in class once before against Martin Piccoli. It didn't go well for him. He's hoping tonight will be better. And Pulev, of course, hoping for a big win in front of his home crowd, where he's fighting for the first time in 5 years.
Pulev very effective with that left hand. A couple jabs, nice hook, uppercuts. He's using the left hand a lot. And it's been very effective so far.
Stop, 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 stop. Stop.
Short chopping right hands on the inside from Pulev as they kind of hold each other a little bit. Pulev has had issues with cuts. He's cut over both eyes 2 fights ago against Eric Chisora. So he's hoping not to have too much action on the inside where a cut could reemerge. And he continues to use the jab at long range.
exactly what he has to do against a big man like the Hulk here, because the jab is going to be something that can set up everything behind it, and he's doing very well with it so far.
More head movement from Shevadzutskyi than we sometimes see as he's trying to make Pulev miss him, and a good jab by Shevadzutskyi. But Pulev's jab is obviously more dominant in this fight. But a nice one again by Shevadzutskyi. So both men are using that punch effectively.
He got in a little left hook, sneaky left hook.
This round kind of whizzing by, under a minute left to go in this round. It's been controlled mostly by the Pulev jab, though Shevadzutskyi has had some good moments. Pulev punching combination, which when he does that, he's extremely effective.
Stop.
He seems very calm and focused for this fight.
Clubbing right hand by Shevadzutskyi.
Nice combination by Pulev right there. Now he's turning the jab into an uppercut and a hook now.
We're winding down in round number 2 of this scheduled 10-rounder. And there's Shevadzutskyi going downstairs and trying to double with that hook upstairs. We're headed to round number 3 of this 10-rounder in our main event here at Arena Sofia in Bulgaria. Al Bernstein, Mark Souza, bringing you the action here on DAZN.
Stop.
That's the pose we saw in the last fight.
Yeah, it's the same posture.
Shevadzutskyi with two good right hands. You know, Shevadzutskyi's using his jab a little bit more to try and get on the inside. And when he does that, he's a more effective fighter, obviously. And the Pulev jab continues again. Shevadzutskyi, however this fight goes from now on, is getting a little more done offensively early in this fight than he did against Martin Bakole in the fight where he stepped up in class the last time.
Oh, a big left hook and a miss by Shevadzutskyi.
Well, Shevadzutskyi hits on the break, and Pulev looks at the ref and says, hey, not a good idea.
Be yourself at all times.
Yeah, I guess so. Pulev again trying to use that jab to control the action. It's been a little less effective in this round. Shevadzutskyi's been able to kind of get on the inside. They are both blasting away with right hands on the inside. That's the body works Shevadzutskyi wants to do, and given how the last fight went, clashes of heads would not be a good idea here.
Stop.
A reminder, Shevadzutskyi fought a month ago, took this fight on 2 weeks' notice, and he's in there against the upper echelon heavyweight trying to do his best. Both men landed some good punches in that exchange. And Pulev, the 42-year-old hero of Bulgaria, hears it from the crowd. They're exhorting him to get his offense going.
Shevadzutskyi with that high guard almost at the end of this round here. Had a pretty good round.
He did have a good round. It's moments left to go. And we head into round 4 of this 10-rounder. It's early to start mentioning it, but I will begin now. Shevadzutskyi has never gone 10 rounds. He has only gone 8 rounds. So, and Pulev is much more experienced at going longer distances. So we'll see how that plays into it.
You see what Pulev is trying to do? He's trying to do an overhand looping downward punch with his right hand over the high guard of Ihor. Left hook lead and a body shot right there by Shevadzutskyi. Sneaky left hand and a little bit of a low
Well,
blow.
they're both punching, and the referee was a little timid about getting in there on that break. Pulev now really trying to get his right hand in. That's a punch that he relies on for power, and he's using the jab to try and set it up.
Which is what he should be doing.
Yeah.
That is the script for this fight. And on the other side, you have the big man trying to get inside like he's been doing. They've both been pretty effective in the things that they wanted to accomplish tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Halfway through round number 4. Pulev in the white trunks. Came in goes downstairs, which Shevadzutskyi's been doing. Came in at 246 pounds, one of his lower weights in recent years, and he thinks that's going to keep him fresher throughout this fight. Again, Shevadzutskyi going downstairs. These last couple rounds have been very close, and you can argue that the last round might have gone to Shevadzutskyi, and this one is pretty close too. A minute left to go here in round number 4. Right hand by Shevadzutskyi.
One thing Shevadzutskyi has been successful in is lunging in with a left hook, a looping left hook that's been landing. Referee's missing a few low blows there.
Pulev was twice challenged for a world title against Vladimir Klitschko and Anthony Joshua. He's hoping for one more important fight. It was supposed to be tonight against Manuel Char. He got injured, and he can't afford to look past Shevadzutskyi here. Good right hand downstairs by Pulev.
And that's the right distance, too, for Pulev right there. That's the distance he needs.
Seconds remaining in what was a pretty close round overall.
Very close round.
Oh, there's a Shevadzutskyi. He knows what his mission statement is, and he's going to that body. Shevadzutskyi had some great moments too. A little talking too from the referee. I guess he doesn't want things to get out of hand, as it kind of did in the previous fight. As we're headed into the midway point of this fight, Pulev still using that jab, trying to keep Shevadzutskyi at bay.
Now you see some tape coming off the left wrist of Pulev.
See if that causes a stoppage in the action.
Nice pecking jab by Pulev right there, but he's got to maintain his distance. A little elbow action by Shevadzutskyi. Nice right hand left hook. Pulev.
Shevadzutskyi is trying to crank up that left hook and landing it on occasion. Pulev landing a little uppercut on the inside. That's a punch that works against Shevadzutskyi.
Well, Pulev just landed a nice right hand left hook too on the inside as Ihor tried to come forward.
We're just about halfway through round 5. The Shevadzutskyi jab, which when he uses it, is effective. And he's jabbing to the body as well as the head now.
Stop, stop, stop. Not on the back.
Both men admonished for hitting behind the head when they're on the inside.
There's a few elbows and behind the head hitting going on here in this round.
Yeah, it hasn't been blatant, I don't think, but some because of the nature of the way they're getting together on the inside. About a minute left to go, and a good left hook by Shevadzutskyi.
Yeah, he's been good with that left hook throughout the fight. Every once in a while he throws it and lands it. There's the distance that Pulev needs right there. That's the distance he needs, and he has to let his hands go.
And throwing combinations. Pulev, they didn't all get in, but a couple of those punches did. We've seen some combination punching from him in this fight.
And it also keeps Shevadzutskyi at bay. There's a nice jab to the body.
We wind down in the final seconds here of round number 5 as we head to the midpoint of this 10-rounder. And it has been a pretty closely contested match through the first half of the fight. And we're headed to round number 6. Let me correct this. It was written down as a 10-round fight. However, it is going to go 12. So we stand corrected. It was listed as a 10-rounder, but it is a 12-rounder. So there you go.
Nice jab right there to the chest from Pulev.
Stop.
And again, a reminder that Shevadzutskyi has never gone past 8, so that makes it even more pressing for him as this fight goes on.
I noticed now that Pulev is starting to raise his right hand up and blocking the left hook of Shevadzutskyi, so it's something that he's aware of now.
Good right hand by Pulev.
Nice pesky jab, too. There he got under the left-hand jab of Shevadzutskyi.
Pulev's jab has been a constant weapon in this fight, both as a rangefinder for the right hand and to keep Shevadzutskyi at bay when he can do that.
And he's really brought it back this round, like he did the first couple of rounds. And I think it's very effective, and he's doing it very well. What he puts behind it, there it is. Constant jab this round.
Shevadzutskyi has shown a little more head movement in this fight than other fights that we've seen. Still not a lot of it, and he's still getting nailed on the way in like that.
And nice left hook by Pulev during a 3 or 4 punch combination.
This has been one of the more diverse rounds offensively for Pulev. He's using a lot of different punches and throwing combinations pretty well, too.
And his defense is good. He blocked and he ducked under a lot of punches so far.
So a good 6th round for Pulev. And we are now approaching the halfway mark of the fight.
Yeah, we are.
I was just kidding before. And this 6th round could be a momentum builder for Pulev. It's the one round that I think he has dominated the most in this fight.
Hard right hand by Pulev to the body. Left hook that just missed. for me, that's the way Pulev is going to win this fight. If he can continue this pace, and he can continue what he's doing with his jab and his distance.
No need for 1, 2, 3. No need for
And there's no question that's the template for him.
like you doing when you get out here, circle and
And there could come a point here, like you brought up earlier, where
that's it. But don't get the throwing 3 punches.
Shevadzutskyi starts feeling the effect of going a little bit longer than he's ever gone. We're going to be approaching the 8th round soon.
Don't trade right
Yeah, it's uncharted territory for him.
So he could start to fade.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Certainly that's the thing that Pulev would be hoping for, and he's trying to do some offensive work to make. So we head into round number 7. This heavyweight encounters scheduled for 12.
Now we're going to see Pulev's conditioning kick in.
Yeah, he came into this fight at a lighter weight, 246, and he's had recently. They had an 8-round camp, which Ibn Kaysen said was excellent, and so we'll see how that plays itself out. Pulev, 42 years old, only had 3 losses in his career, 2 to champions and 1 to Derek Chisora in the second fight of their, which was also very close in their 2-fight series. And the rest of the time he has been a winner. Can Shevadzutskyi get back momentum in this round? We'll see. He had, in the 2 previous rounds to the last one, he had done some pretty good work. And a minute gone already here in round number 7. And the Pulev right hand, again, he's pushing it. And Shevadzutskyi is not getting on the inside right now as much as he was before. And when he does get there, he's not as busy. Throws a good left hook there to try and get something happening offensively. Does the hook. Pulev jabbing up and down.
A little nice sneaky uppercut by Pulev after the right hand lead.
That's the punch that a number of people, including Martin Bakole, have landed against Shevadzutskyi. And that's one of the first ones we've seen Pulev try. The Shevadzutskyi fight that went 8 rounds, he beat former contender Kevin Johnson, but albeit an older Kevin Johnson than when he was a contender. Pulev has been 12 rounds before in his career, so he knows what that's like. Both men working on the inside. There was no break call. That's the first really meaningful body shot Shevadzutskyi has thrown in a couple of rounds, and Pulev comes back now with his own combination.
That was a nice uppercut left hook by Pulev right at the end of this round. See.
That'll do it for this round, round 7. Theme throughout the round.
Conditioning and will to win has a lot to do with these next couple of rounds coming up here. This is when the fighters have to dig deep into themselves.
Round 8. Pulev landing a right hand. Most of his 14 KOs have come courtesy of that right hand. And there's another one.
Right around the guard. And there's another one.
Yeah, he's trying to pull it around the guard. Shevadzutskyi always keeps a very high guard, and he feels that that protects him a little bit from those headshots. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. Absent from the Shevadzutskyi offense has been body work.
Beautiful right hand.
Pulev has been landing that right more and more in the last few rounds. Some of them are around the guard. That one was a straight.
That was a straight arrow shot, and it got the crowd excited.
Body work by Shevadzutskyi again.
Looping left hook by Shevadzutskyi.
The volume of punches from Shevadzutskyi is going down, so I don't know if that's an indication of fatigue on his part, but he's throwing less often. Tremendous uppercut by Pulev. And again, that's a punch that can land against Shevadzutskyi.
Yeah, Pulev was throwing a lot of jabs, and that time he chose to throw a right-hand lead and then a nice uppercut. Landed very nice. Looking for that uppercut on the left side.
Minute left to go here in round number 8, and in another minute, Shevadzutskyi will be in a place he's never been in the 9th round. And Pulev using some movement here in this round. Nobody so far has used this giant ring very much tonight. There's about a half minute left to go here in round number 8. There's no question there's a change in the demeanor of Shevadzutskyi. He is not as offensive-minded. He is taking punches that he didn't take early in this fight. We'll see if he can rebound from that.
Left right hand. Pulev. I think that got the attention of Shevadzutskyi there with that right hand.
So round 8 passes into the night with the 9th round. He's only been 8 before in a fight. And so presumably Kubrat, or Pulev, who is much more experienced at going this distance, he would hope that this is the part of the fight where he would control even more. Pulev does not want to be caught on the ropes. He immediately wheeled away from being caught there. And he's mixing a lot more uppercuts now, Pulev, and that, again, Bacoli used that very effectively against Shevadzutskyi to win that fight.
Nice right-hand lead right there as Shevadzutskyi tried to step in. Caught him right on the forehead. Even though they're not all landing, I like the punch selection that Pulev has been using.
Well, it's more diverse for sure, and he's going to both the body and the head now, and Shevadzutskyi's body attack has pretty much stopped.
And he pushes himself off the ropes again. Pulev. Sneaky right hand there by Pulev.
A little over a minute left to go in round number 9, and you can see visibly a sigh, a deep breath by Shevadzutskyi as he thinks to himself, okay, I got to regroup and see if I can find some energy to put an offense together. But omnipresent is the Pulev jab, and it has been since round 1.
Very effective.
So 42-year-old Kubrat Pulev showing no signs of slowing down here in this 9th round, and instead it's his opponent, Ihor Shevadzutskyi, who looks a little bit fatigued.
Again, the tape on the left hand of Pulev is coming loose.
Shevadzutskyi lands a very nice right hand. He has not done that for a while in this fight, but Pulev took it well.
Raising right hand by Pulev right there after 3 jabs to pepper him up. Good round for Pulev.
You're going to get caught. That's part of the game.
Round number 10 of the scheduled 12-rounder. Kubrat Pulev in the white trunks, the 42-year-old who has challenged for a world title before, looking for one last big opportunity in the division. And Ihor Shevadzutskyi, a 30-year-old who is trying to make his, or 34-year-old who's trying to make his way up to something meaningful in that division as well.
Nice body shot by Pulev right there.
It's incumbent upon Shevadzutskyi at this point to create more offense. How he does that, you know, is going to have to be up to him. He's going to, before when he jabbed his way in and then he worked to the body, it set up some of the headshots. But he's not able to get past that Pulev jab in these recent rounds.
There's a left-right by Pulev again.
Pulev right hand has found a home here in the last 4 or 5 rounds, and he keeps throwing it. And that is his money punch. And that right hand that he's shown has knocked out more than a few people. So Shevadzutskyi showing a lot of heart and chin by taking those.
No fault. Stop.
Shevadzutskyi's punches are coming a little slower than they were before. There's a right hand around the guard again by Pulev.
Shevadzutskyi still comes up with that counter left hook after Pulev's combination. It's not almost getting in, but it's a dangerous punch for Pulev. I'll tell you, that's one thing Pulev doesn't really want to do, and that is trade left hooks with Shevadzutskyi. He'd prefer to avoid that. Under a half minute left to go here in round number 10. This has been a pretty spirited round with both men landing some good shots, but Pulev clearly doing more offensively.
Left right by Pulev, and it was a hard right hand right on the cheekbone.
He is landing right hands that are his knockdown or knockout punches, and Shevadzutskyi amazingly is taking that. That does it for 10th round. And we're headed into the championship rounds here.
To give himself back in the boxing stance, and he could land a left hook from doing that.
Yeah, the danger, though, is what just happened.
He got hit
when
with
he
that left
finishes
hook
with the left hook, that's the one moment Shevadzutskyi has life. So he's got to be a little careful with that.
Got to get that right hand back up.
Yeah. Even though they tell you finish that combination with a left hook, in this instance, it creates a little danger for him. So we'll see.
The hooker.
Yeah, exactly. So round 11, we're in the championship rounds, and Kubrat Pulev in the white trunks, the 42-year-old from here in Sofia, Bulgaria, taking on Ukrainian Ihor Shevadzutskyi, fighting with his country's colors on his trunks. And every time a Ukrainian fights these days, we think about their overall plight. But he's trying to concentrate on what's happening in this ring and the importance of it. Under 2 minutes now left in round number 11. Shevadzutskyi has tried to untrack his offense a little more in this round. it hasn't been as effective, but he's at least throwing a little bit more.
And I think it's a little bit as a result of Pulev not using his jab in the beginning of this round. He has come out with it. This round he didn't. Maybe
I agree.
Taking it off a little bit there.
Little lead right hand by Pulev.
And a little less head movement by Shevadzutskyi. A little less head movement here.
Now Shevadzutskyi getting some work done on the inside. That's his best offensive work in the last 5 rounds.
Yep, now he's walking into right hands and left hands. Yep.
Good combination punching by Pulev. Just a little over a minute left to go in this 11th round as we're in the championship rounds. And this has been a very spirited 11th round.
Yes, it has.
Shevadzutskyi showing a little more in the tank than we've seen in the last few rounds, and Pulev as well.
Landing some nice body shots, and Pulev is landing some nice head shots.
Under a half minute left to go in this 11th round. One of the entertaining rounds in this fight, and there have been some entertaining rounds.
Both guys exchanging body punches right there. Again, you're right.
So, a spirited and active 11th round. Some did not expect this fight to reach 12 rounds. In fact, I think if you polled all the pundits and the press and even a lot of the fans, they would not have told you that. But it has reached the 12th round, and so Kubrat Pulev in his homecoming fight, the first in 5 years, trying to get an important victory against last-minute replacement Ihor Shevadzutskyi in what has been an entertaining and interesting heavyweight fight.
The tape's coming right off. It gets too wet, this kind of tape. Both fighters didn't want to shake hands. They just wanted to get right back into it.
Body work by Shevadzutskyi on the inside. They do need to deal with that tape. I don't know why the referee's not pulling it off.
He doesn't even see it.
Yeah, apparently not. Shevadzutskyi feeling the urgency of this 12th round. It's likely that he's behind on the scorecards, you would think. So he's...
I think he saw the tape now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Shevadzutskyi's closing the distance faster than he's been because it's the last round. He does feel the desperation and knows what he has to do. Pulev has to get him back on that jab and has to keep his distance.
Shevadzutskyi has given himself at least the opportunity to make something dramatic happen by still being here in the 12th round, which, as we point out, some people didn't think he was going to get to.
Nice right hand by Pulev there.
Still landing that punch, and Shevadzutskyi doubling with the left hook.
You got to keep his right hand up. That left hook is dangerous from Shevadzutskyi.
Halfway through round number 12, the crowd exhorting Kubrat Pulev, and they probably don't want him to get too offensive-minded, though. He doesn't want to walk into something at this juncture, but
big left hook and a miss right there by Pulev.
Shevadzutskyi looking to make something happen here.
Nice right hand by Pulev right there.
The Pulev right, which is his weapon of choice for knockouts, has been there, but Shevadzutskyi has not gone down. So for the second time in these last two fights, it looks like Kubrat Pulev is going to go the distance. keeps raining right hands on Shevadzutskyi.
And Ihor's walking right into him.
And he is amazingly taking all these right hands, which is a little bit surprising.
Punch that Pulev has been trying to land the whole night, and it landed with about 15 seconds.
In favor of the winner by unanimous decision, and the WWE International Heavyweight Champion. Let's hear it for Kubrat, the Kubrat.